contractors to go back to sites and work because their monies will be paid in the shortest possible time. We are grateful, Mr. President. And he says, regards to TDC boss, Court Makafui, Mr. Akwesi Mensah of PSC Tama Shipyard, and Honorable MC Agbo of Ghana East. So, Eben, today, you and I, we don't have any wahala. I have read your message. But let's get into the conversations now surrounding Patricia Asiedua, a.k.a. Nana Agradaa, who has been in the spotlight since last week after she was convicted and sentenced. Her lawyer, Richard Asare Baffour, has joined me.
Good morning.
Counsel, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing? Just kindly get closer to the microphone for me.
Okay.
So that we can have the conversation. How is your client doing?
My client is in good spirits. Nana Agradaa is in good spirits. She believes that she's innocent, and she knows that in the end she will prevail. We are confident about that.
The last time I spoke to you on TV, you mentioned that she was being processed for the Mensah prisons from the police headquarters where she was taken after the sentence was handed over to her. Where is she now?
I can confirm that she's in Mensah prisons as we speak.
Have you seen her?
Yes.
When did you see her?
Last Saturday.
And since then you've not seen her?
No, but I plan meeting her tomorrow.
You'll be meeting her tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday, when I spoke to you last week, you indicated that Monday, first thing in the morning, you were going to appeal. I have seen a copy of what the court said. A full copy. Mutala brought that to us. Now, having seen that, does that change anything regarding the appeal that you filed yesterday?
It doesn't. As a matter of fact, we have identified several other areas of disagreements with the learned trial judge. But in this interview, I will only stick with the comments we've made so far and put forward those disagreements before the appellate court. But it doesn't change anything at all. It doesn't at all. As we have stated, you see, Agradaa was charged with 5 counts of offenses, 1 count of charlatanic advertisement, and 4 counts of fraud by false pretenses. At the end of the trial, the learned trial judge acquitted and discharged her of count 4 and count 5. That has to do with fraud by false pretenses. Ordinarily, we should be jubilating because your client has been charged with an offense and the trial judge acquits and discharges her on those counts. We should be happy. But if you have followed us in all our interviews, our criticisms, we have always started from the points, the counts that she was discharged. It means there must be something serious about it. You see, if you see how criminal proceedings works, it works in 2 parts. You have part 1 and part 2. Part 1 being prosecution being made to make its case. It is only after a case has been made out that an accused is called upon to open her defense. So it is never right for a judge to subject an accused person to full trial only to acquit and discharge her. And the reason for the acquittal is that prosecution led no evidence. We are scandalized by this. So at the time that you asked the accused person to open her defense, what did you see? So it seems it's about Agradaa and she stands condemned. So anything about her, people have perceptions about her. But the matter is grave. At the time that you ordered her to open a defense, what did you see? Because per the rules, you are supposed to have made a preliminary findings, at least according to how criminal proceedings work. Even if, let's say, the ingredients of offenses are, let's say, 5, and you're able to lead 4, and you don't lead in evidence on 1, the law says don't allow the accused person to talk at all. And even if you lead evidence on all the 5, and it is discredited, the law says don't allow the accused person to talk at all. So how come a judge presiding over a court of law will call upon an accused person to talk, lead evidence, and at the end of the trial, acquit and discharge her on grounds that prosecution led no evidence? And we are scandalized by that. Not for the verdict, but for the reasoning behind it. You see, and when it comes to count 1 to count 3, that she was eventually convicted, we were in court. You see, this is not a matter that should be difficult to understand. At times, I listen to some of the conversations, and people think what happened in court was about Sikagari or about money doubling.
Right.
It had nothing to do with those things. Sikagari even was about when she was a fetish priest and there was this allegation about her engaging in money doubling scams and what have you. That was in her past. Now she became a pastor, and she said that, okay, this is my birthday month. I'm going to celebrate my birthday. So I'm inviting the general public to my church. I have 300,000 Ghana cedis to share. Whoever participates in the all-night service will get a share of it. So in the video, she's seen displaying the money, inviting the public to come to the service. She eventually had the all-night service. In the all-night service was done, she left for home. Then there is this video clips in circulation. People making allegation that they participated in the all-night, and during the service, they were made to form groups of 20, and they were asked to make payments. 500 cedis were entitled them to a share of the 300,000 Ghana cedis.
Which was promised.
Okay, so this is an allegation made by 4 complainants. Eventually, 2 of them did not show up to testify. It is only 2 that came. Now, from day 1, Agradaa denied everything that these 2 complainants said. That these people making these allegations, I don't know them. From what they are saying, these events that they are describing did not occur in the church premises. It didn't occur in the auditorium. We were there. It didn't happen, you see. But the good thing is that we have the benefits of the video recordings of whatever transpired in the church room. But even before we go into the video recording, the question is, the church service was streamed online, live, for the viewing public. The question is, who set out to engage in a criminal enterprise and do a live recording of it and stream it for the public to see? So clearly, the woman never had that intention of having any crime conducted. You get the point?
So you even though the court says it was premeditated.
Okay, so that's one of our challenges,
right?
Because the judge had the benefit of the video. In the end, 2 videos were produced before the court, one by prosecution and one by us. In the video produced by prosecution, we did not see these accused persons in it. Neither did we see the activities described by them in it. So it seems the judge went by everything the complainant said in the open court without cross-checking it with the video that was put before her.
So your argument is that per the video that was produced by prosecution, none of the accusations leveled against your client could be proven by those videos.
No, none of it. So they were challenged, and the excuse they gave was that, as at the time that the event was about to happen, that is when they were being made to make the financial contributions. Agradaa ordered them to turn off the lights.
Yes, that's what the court said.
So because of that, the activities could not have been captured. You see, but it is not difficult to understand. This is an all-night service. So if you order the lights to be turned off in the auditorium, can you even see the complainant in the first place, let alone to collect their money? You get the point. Now, assuming that even happened, it is a series of events, event 1 to event 10. And it says we started from event 1. When we go to event 6, we were ordered to turn off the light. What that means is that event 1 to event 5 would have been captured in the video. But none of these things are found in the video. So it got Agradaa also produce his side of it. And in the video, you would see that there are technical hitches where the lights were blinking. So the MC just announced to the church, apologizing to them that they have a technical issue. That's why the light is blinking. So the judge relied on this to say that, okay, in the video, we see some darkness, the technical hitches. So it is consistent with what these complainants are saying. But the question is, how long did these technical hitches go on? And is it long enough to have covered the activities that the allegations that they made? So if you see clearly per the video evidence that was produced before the court, it is very surprising that we would come to this conclusion by the trial judge. It's very surprising, because if you were to look at it, I think weight should be placed rather on the video than the mere oral testimonies given by these complainants. And one thing is that the judgment was pronounced on Thursday. It has gone viral.
Yes.
Today is Tuesday. Have you seen just one member come public to say that, okay, I'm happy this verdict is out because I was present in the church room and we were indeed duped, so I'm happy? To date, none of it had happened. All what we have heard is about the Sigagari issues and not about the issues they allege happened in the church auditorium. We have now seen video clips in circulation where people are admitting that they plotted it and planted people there. That video is in circulation, and I can forward it to you for you to see. People are now confessing that it was a plot. They planted people there just to create that scene. Because if we have benefit of the video recordings of the auditorium, it shouldn't be difficult to determine this case. Just listen to what the complainants are saying and watch the video to see.
But counsel, if indeed prosecution was unable to substantiate the claims like you're telling me, that should have been a walk in the park for you to have defended your client.
Yes, but don't even listen to what I'm saying. Just look at the judgment, where the judge herself said, I've acquitted and discharged you on count 4 and count 5 because they led no evidence. So if they led no evidence, why did you call upon her to open her defense? So we are saying that particular statement by the judge gave her out. It is an indicative of a predetermined mind that she is guilty. Come and prove to us that you're innocent. And that is contrary to Article 19(2)(c) of the 1992 Constitution. Every person is presumed innocent. You have the burden to discharge. Yes. So where you make an allegation and he denies, I don't know you, you were not there, the activities you are complaining about never happened. You have a burden of discharging that before even calling on the accused person to talk. Ordinarily, I wouldn't have engaged the media, you see, but I think that there is a travesty of justice. Being present in the courtroom, seeing, having benefit of the video, and reading what the court said. I believe that Agradaa is condemned. You see, if you look at the personality of Agradaa, if you mention her name and you make any allegations about her, she stands condemned even before she's heard. And that's exactly what played out. As because of who you are, we know you. You are capable of doing it. So explain to us why you are not guilty. That is exactly how the trial went about.
Quite interesting. And so I looked at what the court said, and one of the things he said was also to the fact that she showed no remorse whatsoever throughout the entire process.
Okay, so that's what the court said. And I will answer it in 2 ways. If you look at the conduct of Agradaa in courts, it cannot be supported by the conclusions that the judge reached. Of course, we might have seen her clips on social media, engaging in battles, insults, which we advise against. At times, some of the things, when you hear, it's not too nice, you see. But as a judge, I believe that you have to look at the docket that is put before you and not on things that are playing out in the social media, which is not put before you. Agradaa was virtually present at every court setting. And if you see her demeanor in courts, let's ask ourselves, from the day that allegation was made to the date, has she made any promise of sharing money in respect of her birthday? She has celebrated several birthdays. So if she's not remorseful, she would have made another advert. And in the video that was produced before court, Agradaa is seen sharing money. In fact, if you look at how the trial went about, the prosecution's case basically was about even calculating the amount shared. So you see prosecutor say that, okay, at minute 10, 35 seconds, you are seen giving 5,000 to so and so. At minute 17, 25 seconds, you are seen giving 20,000 to so and so. So if you put up all these sums, it will not even amount to the 300,000 you promised. That was the nature of. Then we said, okay, if I promise giving 300,000 to the public and I end up giving even 200,000, is that a crime? So they shifted away from that. But if prosecution is able to subject us to this detail, is it not surprising that prosecution could not tell us the specific minute in the video where the complainants are seen? Is it not surprising prosecution is able to tell us in the specific minute in the video where these activities were alleged to have happened? So clearly, if you look at the video evidence, we believe weight should have been put on the video rather than the oral testimonies that were given by the complainant.
Right.
And if you read the judgment carefully, you will see that the judge made no comment whatsoever about the prosecution's video. All what she did was to attack our video and discredit it and to say why reliance could not be placed on it. But the point is that we did not have any burden. It is prosecution who had a burden of proof. Right. So if the prosecution produced a video and it doesn't speak to the complaints being made, that video in our view was exculpatory. So why would you not consider it, throw it, and rather shift the burden of proof on the accused?
So what are the grounds for the appeal that you filed yesterday?
Firstly, we are saying the conviction and sentencing is unreasonable. because it's not supported by the evidence on record.
Okay.
If you have the benefit of a video produced by prosecution itself, which does not speak to the allegations made, well, what would be the basis of conviction? So we are saying it is unreasonable and it cannot be supported. If the judge had considered the video produced by prosecution itself, it would not have come to the conclusion it came. Even she would not have even ordered us to open our defense. We made this argument. She disagreed with us initially, but in the final judgment, he said, okay, I have acquitted the discharge you because no evidence was led. So if you had paid attention to prosecution's video, you would not have even called upon us to open our defense at all. Secondly, we are saying that the trial as a whole is wrong in law. If you have a trial that seeks to put the burden of proof on the accused person to prove her innocence, that is not what is envisaged by the Constitution. The accused person is presumed innocent until she is proven guilty or she admits guilty. So where the standard of proof is lowered for prosecution, it is shifted onto the accused. It is contrary to the Constitution. That cannot constitute fair trial. And we're also saying that the trial judge demonstrated manifest bias against the accused, and that bias resulted in her persistently harassing lawyers. At some point, we did not start this case, but at some point, the lawyer who started the case had to abandon her. So if he abandons the client on the basis of consistent harassment and embarrassment and what have you, it means the accused person had been denied adequate and effective representation by reason of the conduct of the trial judge. And we believe that is not fair. We are also saying the sentencing is too harsh. We look at the judgment, and the judge makes an interesting statement that she has considered, she made reference to the sentencing regime and said that per the offense, it is admissible to 10 to 25 years.
Right.
And she places her sentence on 15 years. The sentencing guideline is a discoverable document. What I mean is that it is something that by a search on Google, you can easily recover it. When you look at the offense of defrauding by false pretenses, it is stated 10 to 15 years. That's right. But there is a schedule that gives it a scale of 5. Scale A and scale B is what the magistrates at the district court are supposed to use. That is from non-custodial sentence to a maximum of 2 years. Then from scale C to scale E, it's applicable to circuit courts and then the high courts. Scale C makes that crime admissible to non-custodial sentence. So if a judge is minded to giving you non-custodial sentence, she can, on the basis of the sentencing guideline, give you non-custodial sentence. And
which is what you were advocating.
Yes, and she can even give you up to even 5 years. And what is the test? The sentencing guideline says if the offense, the amount involved in the fraud is between 500 penalty units to 5,000 penalty units, you can impose non-custodial sentence or a maximum of 5 years. What is 500 penalty units?
That's 6,000.
6,000. What were the allegations put before the court? Even if we are to admit it as true, it's 540 Ghana cedis. So if you have a sentencing guideline that said if the amount is between 6,000 to 60,000, you can admit the accused person to non-custodial sentence or 5 years. You ignore that. Then you come to the highest bar. That places it between 15 to 25 years, and that is for professional and people who have for repeat offenders. You see, that is where the judge placed Agradaa and said that because of that, her hands are tied from 10 to 25 years. It's because of where she chose or where he chose to place her. In any case, no court has found her guilty of fraud by false pretenses. So she is a first-time offender. And if you look at the amount involved, it is unfair for you to put a first-time offender in that scale, especially where the amount involved is 540 Ghana cedis. You see, and she also, in the same sentencing guidelines, he said before you even come to the conclusion, you have to consider the aggravating factors and the mitigating factors. If you read the judgment, you would see that we made a prayer in respect of mitigating factors. We made reference to the fact that she had 5 children to cater for.
She has the oldest is 24 years and studying law at the university.
Don't you think the state places the interest of children at a higher bar? That if you are convicting a woman who has a daughter of 3 years, doesn't that child need mother care? Don't we consider the best interest of child? And if the amount involved is 540 Ghana cedis, we impose a sentence of 15 years on grounds that she is a professional offender when she has never been convicted of such offenses. And the judge also completely ignored our mitigating factors. She made reference to the aggravating factors as prayed by prosecution, but did not consider our mitigating factors, and that is not in the. It's not what is said in the sentencing guidelines.
Right. And so, what are you seeking?
We are seeking that the conviction be set aside together with the sentencing. We believe the conviction itself is wrong in law, so we are seeking to undo it. That be set aside.
And have you filed a stay of execution of the sentence?
Okay, we have. What happens is that in the criminal trial, once the sentence is passed, it keeps moving. You can't stay it. You only get a bail pending the appeal. And we have filed the petition of appeal, and we will be filing the bail today. So hopefully, we are praying to move the bail application so that we can get her out whilst we pursue justice for Agradaa.
You have consistently said that the conviction and the sentencing cannot be based on the evidence adduced in court as well as the claims made against your client. You believe that the person of Agradaa is what has led you here. You still hold that view?
Yes, I do, because you see, it is never heard of. Maybe the lawyers may understand what I'm saying. For you to ask an accused person to open her defense, only to discharge her and acquit her on grounds that prosecution led no evidence. What were you seeking to do? Were you seeking to fish for evidence so that the accused person to self-incriminate? So it is never heard of. And if somebody is charged with fraud by false pretenses, and the amount is 540 Ghana cedis, and for a first-time offender, a mother of 5, we impose 15 years sentence. You don't think that is harsh? When the sentencing guideline you made reference to makes non-custodial sentence available to you, and even says that if the amount is between 500 penalty units and 5,000 penalty units, you can impose non-custodial sentence or even maximum of 5 years. Most people have issues with Agradaa, but not even her enemies wished she would be jailed for 15 years. You speak to people, they will tell, at least we know she's very, excuse my language, troublesome. So let's give her about 1 or 2 months. When you listen to the product,
small pepper,
you get the point. But for you to impose 15 years, it means you want to crash her down. But Agradaa has positive sides. Last year alone, she paid taxes over 1.5 million Ghana cedis to the states. Do you throw such a person in jail? Do you do that on some of these charges? So I believe she's jailed because of who she is. Yes, she has stepped on so many toes, and probably all these things played into the mind.
So you feel that the public sentiment, the media coverage on Agradaa, social media, it influenced what we're seeing?
Precisely this interview. People who know me knows I don't normally engage the media. I do my work in the court.
In the courts, yes.
But I believe because public perceptions, media coverage is influencing the case. If I sit back as a lawyer and keep quiet, these things will keep going, and it may hamper my chances in courtroom, because the judges, they live with us. They watch TV.
They are aware.
They listen to TV. They listen to radio. They are on social media. So when these things are constantly being played out, and you sit back as a lawyer, okay, let me go to the courtroom and do my case. Before you even move to the judge, no matter the law you speak, it's a matter of tenacity. What are you talking? You're coming to just confuse us. You get the point. So I believe this is a duty to also explain the issues so that people get to know that maybe she might have done things in the past, but in this specific case, where we have access, we have benefit of video footage, where in the video footage these allegations are not seen, where in the day of the delivery of the judgment, the complainants were not in court. You put your matter before police to do their investigations. The case has traveled for some time. A day that the judgment is delivered, the complainants didn't come to court even to listen to the judgment. After the court judgment, to date, not a single person has shown up to say that, today I'm happy, we have received justice.
But have you had the pleasure to meet the complainants themselves?
Not yet.
You've not met the complainants?
Not yet.
The people who brought the case against your client, you have not seen them? You don't know them?
Not yet. I've not met them as in engaging them on the matter, but at least they attended courts. But not
a
as
couple
in
of
engaging
times.
them.
Right.
Not as
so what are the next steps in this appeal process, and how soon are you expecting a ruling on that?
Okay, so the appeal will take a while. So immediately we are seeking to get bail.
The bail, right.
But once she comes out, I think the processes will run. We will be heard on the matter, and we are very confident that justice will prevail at the end of the trial. You see, about a month ago, something came up in the media in respect of Atai's case.
Yes.
One of her his accomplices.
Alleged accomplices. I interviewed him when he came out.
You see,
23 years.
Is it fair? Do we have to be happy of such a system that somebody is thrown to jail and 23 years later it comes out that he's innocent? How are you going to compensate him for the 23 years? But I don't blame the judge who sat on the case, because at the time, if you look at the public sentiments at the time,
it was highly against Atai and anybody associated
so
with
which
him.
judge would have been confident to look in the face of the public and say that, my friend, you are innocent? So you see where Agradaa is positioned. So we face similar situations. So we believe that if we don't engage the media to explain our issues, we may not get justice in the end.
So what would you say to people who say, well, she had this coming, and so for someone of her caliber, perhaps the judge was right to sentence her to 15 years. She should go, and then, because when I read the ruling, there's another part of it that says that the judge says that we have seen people operating in the way and manner Agradaa does, and so this will serve as deterrent to those people as well.
Okay, so we don't determine cases based on what people are doing or what people are seeing. Cases are determined. Court judgments must emanate directly from the dockets that is put before the judge. You see, what is confusing people about the charlatanic advertisement where people promise, come and let me double money? That is not what we are dealing with now.
With this specific case?
No. He said, I'm celebrating my birthday.
Come,
I
have 300,000 cedis.
Yes, to give you.
I'll give it out to you to go and do a business.
Yes, that's what she said. In fact, you see, there's a thin line between fraud by false pretenses and breach of promise. You see, breach of promise, if I promise you that I'm going to give you something and I don't go by my promise, but I was in a position of doing so, that's a civil matter. I show you phone. If you come to me today, I'll give you the phone. If you come and I don't give you the phone, because I was in a position of doing so, but I merely didn't proceed with my promise, that's a breach of promise, and that makes it a civil matter. Criminal, that is fraud by pretenses, comes in if at the time that I was making the promise, I was not in a position of honoring it. For example, you see me drive Toyota Corolla. I know the Toyota Corolla belongs to my wife, and I tell you that I'll give you a Toyota Corolla. At the time that I was making the promise, I was not in a position. I wasn't capable of doing it. So I set out to mislead you. So that if you relied on that promise and you part away, your property, that becomes fraud. You get the point? In this case, the judge herself said Agradaa was seen displaying the money.
Yes.
On the adverts. And she was also seen displaying the money in the church room. So it means the 300,000 she promised, she was in a position of doing so. So even if she did not even give it out, that makes it a civil matter. You get the point? Now, in the video that was produced before the court, Agradaa was seen actually giving out the money. And the exercise that we did in the courtroom by prosecution was to do the calculation to see if it would amount to the 300,000. But regrettably, they just said all those people who were seen in the video collecting the money were rather collaborators. Question: if they were collaborators, why were they not arrested by the police and charged with the inchoate offenses, such as abetment of crimes and then conspiracy and what have you? So you don't have those set of facts, those charges before you. But in the video where people are seen receiving money in fulfillment of a promise, you conclude by saying that they were mere collaborators. Meanwhile, the people who claim that they went to the church and they were made to pay money were not seen in the video. Is it not painful? It was very painful, and it's because of who she is. That is why the public may not even want to listen. Oh, Mensah, anything, whatever you say about her, she stands condemned, even before she said. But in respect of this particular matter.
And as a lawyer, how does that make you feel? Because I'm sure that people will now associate you also with your clients and say, oh, or to say, oh, no.
You see, to be a Agrada's lawyer means I do one of the most difficult jobs.
I don't envy you at all.
It means I do one of the difficult jobs. But the point is that I have taken an oath as a lawyer to defend all manner of people. So once I have some belief in your case, regardless, the public may talk because they have not seen what I have seen. And if what I've seen does not support a case, I would have advised in a particular way. You get it? At some point, we suggested to her, let us plead negotiate. In the laws, it allows.
Yeah.
So let's plead negotiate. This matter, if we negotiate it, the amount involved is just 540 cedis. Let's plead negotiate so that we don't proceed to full trial. She kept insisting that, lawyer, I am innocent. I've not done it. The people they claim were that they were all planted. And she knows the people who did this. And I'm happy that there are videos in circulation. People now saying that this thing were staged.
So she told you from the initial stages that she believes that these people were planted just to bring her down.
Yeah. She said it time and again. Because consistently, I kept advising her from how things are going, from the posturing of the judge, it will be in your interest for us to plead negotiate. He said, no, I'm innocent. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. I've never, if it is for the other thing, fine, but in this particular thing, I never did any of the things they have alleged against me. And now, I'm happy to be seeing people now confessing in support of what she said to us. So you get it. So if your client keeps saying that she's innocent, why would you want to get her to plead negotiate? And I'm sure, let me tell you a story. You see, a day to the judgment, she was in my office. And she said something that got me down. She said, I have been a fetish priest for over 15 years. In all those times, not for once did I even go to the police station. So if for now I'm an evangelist and I have to be put to prisons just for doing the work of God, so be it.
She told you that? That was Wednesday before she was sentenced, or on Thursday?
Yes, because we have a lot of engagements the day to the judgment. Because I thought we should plead negotiate so that we don't get to where we got to.
Yes.
But she kept insisting that I'm innocent. So if by public pressure I'm put to jail, so be it. Because so many people in the Bible were... And what people don't know is that most of the things that she does on social media, it doesn't represent her at all. Agradaa is not who how she has presented herself on social media. And
really?
And most of the things that she does it as comedy, but we take it seriously. Of course, at times she goes very vulgar in her language, which we try to talk her down. And the things that she preaches on her platforms, she does them on purpose to get media traction. So you say, okay, I've done my messaging, but let me do this comedy to get the views. You get the point. So she does that in the form of jokes, but we take them seriously
and take them personally.
Of course, at times she gets very vulgar and excessive.
Because people have said that she attacks people's personalities. She's stepping on toes here and there without any form of gag whatsoever.
Yes, that is also in the public space. Of course, we can't deny that.
Yeah.
She's had several battles, especially when these criminal cases were pending. We advised her to even stay away from social media, stay away at all, because the judges, they also go to social media and they see you vilifying people, they see you insulting people, they see you attacking people. Don't you think these things will weigh up on their mind? Oh, this woman, you're very stubborn. Let's show you something so that you learn something. So all these things will come to play.
Yes.
So we advise her. But you see, when you advise Agradaa, she will tell you, lawyer, I won't do it. And at the time that she's telling you that she won't do it, she mean it.
Oh.
But in the next second, she will see something and she'll be triggered. And when she's triggered, she doesn't know boundaries. So that means she can go every extent. That's the problem you're facing. At times, we get upset with her, but she will come, buy a deck, no, and that kind of jokes, and you come and then we move on.
So you say that you didn't start this case.
Yes.
So at what point were you brought on board as counsel for?
Okay, so we started it. Then somewhere along the line, a lawyer came in.
Okay.
Then the lawyer abandoned her, and we came to complete it. That's how it went.
Okay. Okay. And as counsel for her, are you not afraid? Don't you fear looking at the backlash and all that has happened, especially with this case? Because now your face is everywhere.
Let me tell you this story. My daughter, I went to, I think, is it a Thursday when the judgment was passed? She just came to me. Daddy, people are saying you have done, people are mentioning your name, they say you are following a criminal. What have you done?
Oh, poor girl.
What have you done?
The father's face is all over.
What have you done? You see, but in the face of injustice, I cannot keep quiet. In the face of injustice, because if she is guilty of the charges, as lawyers, we know what to do. There are so many things we could have done, but she kept persistently saying, and you also have the benefit of watching the video, and none of the allegations were seen depicted in the video. You get it? So this is the package. People will associate you, but I believe in the end, the truth will come out and we will prevail. So I'm not that perturbed. And I'm not the kind of person that is swayed by the crowd. So that if everybody is going left, and I believe the left is wrong, I'm not afraid to go right, regardless of whatever everybody is saying. What I have seen, you have not seen it. So I'll be wrong to sway to your direction because of your perceptions. I'll be wrong in that regard. And I have a duty to make sure that justice is done.
Some say you're taking on a trial judge. Are you not scared?
We are not supposed to be scared. I have not attacked the personality of the judge. I have said it, that the judge is somebody I respect a lot. It's a quote that we use frequently.
Yes.
And I've said that she's a brilliant judge. We love her, we like her, but we disagree with her. So if a judge delivers a judgment that we disagree, we are allowed to criticize it in the strongest of terms. Because compare the criticisms I'm giving the judge with the jail term she's serving. You get the point. So if there is no basis to do so, and probably it's because of public perception, I can't keep quiet about this. Especially where if I keep quiet, it means that public perception is going to feed. It will be crystallized, and that may be the position, and that will even hamper justice. So that before you even appear before the appellate judge, he too would have made their mind.
Exactly.
But at least I need to explain the issues. People are jubilating because they think it's Sikagari. People are jubilating because it's money doubling, but it has nothing to do with that. We have the benefit of seeing the video, and none of the allegations are contained in it. We believe that a lot of weight should have been placed on the video rather than the raw testimonies that they gave.
So I spoke to my court correspondent. He broke it down for me. He says there are two things involved as it stands now. It's either for the appeal you get granted, or it could go sideways. What happens if it goes sideways?
So we we want justice. We want justice. So if it goes sideways, the High Court is also not the final court. You go to Court of Appeal until we get to the Supreme Court. You see, if the justice of the case require Agradaa to be imprisoned, so be it. But if the justice of the case require her to be set free, we have to go to the highest level to see that this is done. That is the duty of a lawyer. A lawyer shouldn't keep quiet just because of public pressure, just because of how a judge may feel. No. If you do that, then you are not advancing justice. You've taken an oath to make sure that justice is delivered. In the face of injustice, you can't keep quiet. You have to fight it. You have to fight it.
Did you see this case turning out the way it has turned out?
Okay, the moment I got back to the court, I observed the posturing of the judge, and I knew it was going to be difficult. So I advised her to plead negotiate.
Yeah.
And she said, no, I'm innocent. I'm innocent.
So you foresaw a likelihood like this?
Yeah, because of the posturing of the court. We are lawyers. We use courts. We deal with judges.
You read the room.
Yeah, so when you go ahead, you see certain things, you say, no, this thing, the way we are proceeding is likely to be rough. So let's avoid it by doing ABCD. I said, no. Whatever the case may be, I am innocent. I'll go through it.
Do you regret taking over the case again?
No, I don't regret. In the end, we are serving justice. It's justice. It's not about anything. Our duty is to assist the court to deliver substantive justice. So today, the decision might not be in our way, but to the extent that we have conviction, we believe in the case. I believe that on appeal, certain things may be overturned.
You are confident, very confident about that. Right.
I'm confident about. If consideration had been given to the video footage produced by prosecution itself, I don't think the case should have even proceeded to full trial, because all the allegations captured in the judgment, they don't find expression in the video footage covering that we are in this room, we are 4 here. Then one of us moves out to make an allegation, and we have video recordings. Don't you think the case will be resolved by just viewing the video recording? So why would we read the judgment again? All what the judge said is that prosecution tendered in evidence video footage covering the activities. She never evaluated the video recording. But when you come to the video that we tendered, she spent time to evaluate it, to discredit it, and why reliance cannot be placed on it. Why did she not make reference to the video that was tendered by prosecution itself? Is it not worrying? Is it not worrying for you to ask an accused person to open her defense, only to say that I've acquitted and discharged you because prosecution led no evidence? When in criminal trial, even if the ingredients are 4 and you lead evidence on 3, the mere fact that you have not been able to lead evidence on one, the law said don't allow the accused person to talk. And even if it is 4, you lead evidence on all the 4 and it is discredited, the law said don't allow the accused person to talk. So it is complete travesty of justice for you to ask an accused person to talk and in the end tell us prosecution led no evidence. We believe that's a clear error. That's a clear error.
So with what happened yesterday, people say, oh, you are. We said it. Agradaa again, more troubles. As her counsel, are you worried?
I am not. As I said, Agradaa stands condemned even before she said. And it is so because of how she has probably conducted herself in the past. Most of the things that she does, I say she does them for entertainment. For
so
views,
it's comic relief.
Comic.
Just to get traction on social media.
If this man, we call Lewin,
yes,
says Abowa, we all laugh because we think Lewin is joking.
Yes,
but should Agradaa say Abowa, we say Agradaa, because why? We think we've not categorized her as a comedian.
Right.
That's the problem. So anything she says, we take it seriously.
Yeah, because she says she's an evangelist.
Yes.
And so evangelists act and behave in a certain manner.
Yes.
I think that's why that reaction is there.
I have not given up on Agradaa because the point is that she was once a fetish priest. Now she's
an evangelist.
If we show her mercy, if we are lenient with her, and if we are compassionate, and we don't condemn her, I believe she will transform. Probably, this prison sentence may be part of the transformation processes. I'm sure if she comes out, the things that she did, she may not repeat it, and she may focus more on her ministry.
Because Isiama says, well, like you said, Agradaa told you, people in the Bible were incarcerated. Even Jesus Christ himself was incarcerated, and this persecution would rather make it better for them.
Yes, I'm sure she will learn. We have advised her several in the past. Stay away from social media. Don't do this. Don't do that.
She'll say yes.
Now
but when
go
she
to
goes
Instagram and come back. You need advice from a lawyer. You didn't need advice.
You'd have seen the conditions there glaringly.
Maybe you are downplay certain things. Maybe in past, it's part of God's grand scheme to get her transformed. So I have not given up on her. I'm confident that she will transform and she would contribute positively to society.
And so this new charges brought up against her?
It's not a new charge. It's been pending for some time
now.
Yes.
But now court says open your defense.
Yes. That's the ruling of the court. And because that case is still pending before the court, I wouldn't want to comment on it. I wouldn't want to comment on that. Yeah.
Absolutely. 0552-880216. It's time to hear from you as well. I've been having a conversation with Richard Asare Baffour. He is lead counsel for Patricia Esiedua. I consistently want to mention her name to apprise myself of Patricia Esiedua, a.k.a. Nana Agradaa, evangelist Dr. Bishop Mama Pat. She likes to call herself. And you see, I've had so many people text me and say, now social media, child, the phone is already buzzing. All right, so let's pick some of your thoughts there. Hello there, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning, bro.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Ashidwa. Hello, bro.
Yes.
As usual. You can't mention the name.
Amen.
It's because you read the message.
Amen. What's on your mind today?
Yeah, that's what you want you guys to do. You put the WhatsApp line that we send message, you don't read. Be talking, sir. People will not hear our comment. You are not lucky to call.
Today I read your message. Even council heard your message.
Oh, I heard it. Check, I will give you thumbs up. And I said, no wahala today.
All right. What's on your mind, my brother?
You see, I just want to find out, because from the way the lawyer is talking, to my understanding, I understand that he's saying what? Agradaa is not at fault. The way I understood what he said, because to him, what happened was a planting. If I may ask the lawyer, is it not true that Agradaa has been doing what Sikagari? Is it not true?
But Eben, this case that has landed her in jail has nothing to do with Sikagari. It's a specific case of she saying she has 300,000 cedis, so she's organizing an all night to celebrate her birthday. When you come, you get a part of the 300,000 Ghana cedis, and that's what has landed her. So this is not when she was a fetish priestess. This is when she became an evangelist.
Let's be true to ourselves. Are we saying that what? The judge is not what on top of his or a job, and just someone will be saying that as you are there, as a presenter, one day you say, oh, maybe I've won a lottery of $1,000, so call it. Any 10 that will come, I will share with them. All of a sudden, allegation will be done on you. They will be dragged to the court, and because the judge is not on top of issue, will just slap a sentence on you. Please, we are not kidding.
Okay.
Let's be safe. Not because we are defending people, because I know. He will, at the end of the day, he will get his booty from what? From Agradaa, because he's he's a lawyer to the client. So he will by me defend it. But at least let's analyze these issues very well, because the judge will not just get up and just put Agradaa in the jail because of what.
Okay.
Please, you should come again.
Okay. Eben, thank you so much for calling. But what we are saying is that there are specifics to this matter. Agradaa admittedly used to do Sikagari. But this is not why she was in court. It's a specific encounter. That's what you were saying earlier, that people are associating what is happening currently with what she used to do. But there's a difference. These are people who took her to court because they said they came to church, paid money, and then nothing happened. All right. We have another call on the line. Hello there. Good morning. Okay. Hello. We've lost that caller there. You can also call 0552-880-216. We're wrapping up the conversation this morning with counsel for Nana Agradaa. And I really don't want to be in your shoes. I feel you've taken on a very Herculean task. But you say that it's because you saw merit in the case that was presented, and that's why you decided to go this route. So for people like my friend Eben, who still believe that this has to do with the Sikagari and all those things, what do you say to them?
All right. So as I said, it's a burden that Agradaa will have to carry because of probably what she might have conducted herself in the past.
Right.
As a lawyer, I'm looking at the specific case that is put before us, and I'm doing this media engagement because of exactly people like Eben, who feels she deserved to be jailed because of Sikagari, whilst the specific case that was put before court had nothing to do with Sikagari. We feel it's a duty for us to explain to the public, for the public to know what the specific case that was put before the courts and the judgment delivered by it.
All right, so 0552-880-216. You can also join us with your thoughts on this matter, among other issues that we have discussed today. But I'm in studio still with lead counsel for Nana Agradaa. Hello there, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Mano. My name is Mano.
Okay. Imano, what's on your mind?
Boss, it's hard time we allow the law to work in this country. It's hard time. See, you can't be doing Super Gary, then transform to Church Gary. Deceiving people anyhow. You know people. You know there are many people in someone who deserve even presidential pardon. It's not another Agradaa. It's not Agradaa.
Right.
See, you have to be serious in this country. You have to be very, very serious in this country. You can't go and be you can't be how do you call it? you can't be in the court and the other time then you see on social media fooling yourself anyhow. See, I don't know how this lady transformed into an evangelist, playing with people's feelings, beating people, beating people anyhow.
Okay.
When you come and wake up and you say, yeah, evangelist, you have changed, then we should pardon you. See, you have more serious things in this country to think about. You should go to, if they should give her even 100 years, I should go.
Hey.
And go and bend over there. Oh,
Okay.
you have to be serious in this country.
Right.
About. You have to be serious.
Okay, Emmanuel, thank you so much for
Thank you very
calling. So that's the beautiful part of democracy. We all have our opinions on matters. So we've got a couple more minutes to go, which means that I have time to pick some few other calls before we take final words from counsel himself. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Good morning. My name is Thomas.
Okay.
I'm from Ghana.
Right, Thomas. What's on your mind?
Yes. We appreciate the angle the counsel or the lawyer is coming from. But let me just back. Personally, I was victim of the Gary. I was owing somebody. I'm talking out of pain. So when I heard the statement, I wanted her to go in for life because that lady is a criminal. We are talking about the case in court. But God has so many ways to punish people, right? You just spent some few things and said you are transformed. You never went to any school of evangelism or whatever. Then you begin to call yourself a pastor, an evangelist. See what he was doing in that room in Soto. That is what to 2025 modern of Skagari. People should come, and then I will give you something for trading, and then you rather ended up taking money from them, group them, and then people came as far as Kintampo. Like I was saying, I'm a victim. I was owing somebody more than 30,000. I went. This woman took me 15,000. And when you get to her purchase, you wouldn't know how you were able to pay the money.
Hold up. You were owing someone 30,000 and you took 15,000 to go and give to Agradaa.
Yes, because there was no money.
But you could have used that to pay half of the debt, my brother.
You are saying I should use part of it to pay the debt. But I see the thing that she was saying. You could bring when you were there. She said you can bring 2,000 and then you can make about about 50,000 or 60,000. Look, when you get there, you wouldn't know how this woman will be able to do. At the end of the day, she gave me some paper. When after taking all this money, she gave me some paper and put some that black thing that we adoko something like that. She put it on. After 2 hours, getting 10 to Lotto now. That woman has demonic report.
My brother, please, let's keep it very decorous on radio, please.
Right. Okay. All right. So this is what she deserves to go in.
Right.
The lawyer should pardon us with this. This is not Sikagari in court. This is she has modernized it.
Okay.
Bring people will come. They have 300,000. I'll give you, and then when the people come, you ended up taking some few monies from them, and then you leave them. It's our money that she's using to go in for 100 years. This is what we all are. Even we are appealing to the judge that we should give her life so that we all these criminals from our society. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for calling. I understand that when it gets to matters regarding Agradaa, like the council said, people get very, very emotional with her. But I mean, we need to set the record straight. That she's in court for in fact, she was convicted and jailed for a specific crime, alleged crime, which was defrauding by false pretenses, and it has nothing to do with the Sikagari incidents. These were people who came to church, were promised 300,000. According to their testimony, they didn't get the money, and they took the matter to court. And so, counsel, I'm sure that you are not surprised at the reaction.
No, I'm not.
All right, so what, as it stands now, you say you're likely to meet her tomorrow,
Yes.
and then you are also looking at the pendency of the appeal process, the bill and all of that. So what will be your final words this morning?
Firstly, let me assure Ghanaians that there will be justice for Agradaa. We all have our past. We might have offended people in the past, but our past mistakes should not be transposed into current matters and then for us to attract unwarranted punishment. I don't think that is justice. So for the specific case that took her to court, I'm confident that she will get justice for that.
Well, Counsel, thank you so much for coming. It's been wonderful having you for this conversation, and I wish you well. I wish you well, and I'm sure that in the coming days, as and how things pan out, we'll have further conversations. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
So that's the man, lead counsel for Nana.